Hey guys, good morning. It is election week. Tomorrow we go out and vote. I voted a long time ago. I voted 2 weeks ago. I wasn't gonna wait to vote with everything that's going on with this president. He wants to do what he wants to do. I think he's above everything. He's above the law. That's what I think. And the most disgusting thing I saw this week, last week, prior to election week, when everyone's about to go out and vote, these Trump supporters ran a Biden campaign bus out of Texas. They drove. It was like literally like a Mad Max movie. I saw this in the news. I'm like, pickup trucks with flags waving, and the only thing that was missing was guns, grenades, and like a flamethrower guitar being played. And these Trump supporters felt they needed to run the Biden bus out of town, cancel their campaign event or whatever in Texas. And they thought it was okay with that. And the president went on TV saying they're obviously fine people on both sides when it comes to Nazis and this guy. So he said, oh, there's nothing wrong with that. They're just good old boys having fun or whatever. It's always good old boys when white people are doing something that's criminal when black or anyone else does it, right? If a group of black Obama supporters did that to a McCain bus or a Mitt Romney bus, oh no, like Obama can't be president if he's allowing this. How could he be president? A black guy allowing like crooks and thugs. Is always thugs with black people, right? But when white Trump supporters do it, oh, good old boys having fun, good old American patriotism. It's like weird. It's like two Americas, and I don't know why black people that are conservative don't see that. White people don't care about you, right? If when you do something, you're a criminal, but when they do it, it's good old boys having fun. Anyway, let's move on. So one of the things I saw in that video was a lot of the Trump flags is always supplemented or complemented by a Blue Lives Matter flag or a We Support Our Police flag, right? And then there might be a Confederate flag or, thrown in there, which is like, Confederate flag to me is a Nazi flag, basically. It's a Nazi flag, right? That's how I look at it. Call it heritage, call it what you want. It's a Nazi flag, right? If black people were slaves in the country when that flag was waving above their heads, it's a Nazi flag to me, all right? I don't care what you think or where you're from, it's a Nazi flag to me. So you have this Confederate flag, this Trump 2020, Make America Great Again, which I don't know why he's still running on that from 2016. I guess it didn't work the first time, so maybe he's trying again. And the Blue Lives Matter, the American flag with the blue line through it, like they support the police. Funny enough, they're all gonna be found out and the cops are looking for them now. So I guess they could support the police by turning themselves in. But it always bothered me that these Trump guys think that their movement, adjacent to Donald Trump, supporting this racist president, is supporting the police. And anyone else doesn't support the police. Like if you vote Democrat, you don't support the police. Right? They're the only people that support the police, right? And this all came out when George Floyd was murdered by a cop. And Black Lives Matter marched like hell had no fury around the planet, from the deserts of Australia, right, to like, Eskimos in Antarctic were marching Black Lives Matter movement, right? Never has an idea or a cause, right, expanded outside of a neighborhood in America, an urban neighborhood, and everyone saw that around the planet and say, you know what, F this, we're going to go out and march, Black Lives Matter. And they went out and marched around the planet, right? Confederate flags don't do that. Nazi flags don't do that, right? Calling Mexicans rapists and thugs doesn't get planet-wide support like that, right? Right? Donald Trump doesn't get that planet-wide support, right? And these people went around the world and marched Black Lives Matter movement. White people that supported Donald Trump, it's like, oh no, we can't have this. They went out, what do we have? Blue Lives Matter, because it's a police officer, Blue Lives Matter. They went out and marched Blue Lives Matter, countering Black Lives Matter. That's the only reason Blue Lives Matter movement exists. And that's why all this supporting the police came about. These people, these crooks don't support the police. These Nazis don't support the police, right? Right? Not calling all of them Nazis and crooks, but I have friends. I just went to visit my best friend who bought a house. It's funny, all my friends are moving out of the city now. I was the first of my lot to move out of the city to the suburbs of Westchester, where I feel like I do feel like to this day I live in a bubble. and where I'm safe and the police don't bother us. I grew up, my entire life was probably in a bubble compared to an average black American guy, where I grew up not fearing police. I grew up in the city in Brooklyn. I grew up suburbs, Long Island. I grew up a lot of places, but I never feared the police ever growing up. My parents never feared the police. They're professional people. I saw my parents going to work. I saw my uncles, my aunts going to professional jobs. So I grew up in a nice bubble that's very unique, I guess, that a lot of American black people don't experience. So I don't sit here and say, I'm not going to lie to myself and say, oh yeah, the police, I support the police, they're good, they're all good, right? It hasn't happened to me. I've never had a bad experience with law enforcement that where I was like, shit, I could have gotten a bullet in my head because I went for my wallet. Never had that growing up. And I have lots of encounters with police. Not like I never had an encounter with police. But I support the police. I called 911 the other day. They came. And I never do this. I never called 911. My son was sick. I called 911. Yonkers police came first. And then the fire department came second. I was like, what are you guys doing here? It's a medical emergency. It's not like someone's robbing the house. But they came quickly. We talked. They helped me out. They even gave me advice about the ambulance service because the ambulance service came late after them. And the guy's like, you know what? They're going to charge you a lot of money. Insurance is probably not going to cover that. So he's like, you don't need to take the ambulance. And the cop was giving me advice. He didn't have to give me advice. But he's like, yeah, you just drive your son to the hospital. We'll escort you. If you need to run the lights or whatever, he said, we got you. Don't worry about that. That's what I love. I love that, right? I will never say anything bad about the police. I have two best friends, are both cops, right? One is in the military, one is NYPD. Knew them all as we grew up together, have cousins, uncles, law enforcement, right? And one of the things when you move to the suburbs, and a lot of these young people move into the, from my generation, in the 30s, 40s, now buying homes, it's like, shit, why is the property taxes so high out here? A friend of ours, Megan, big Trump supporter. She's a good person. I love you, Megan. I hope you see this too. I love you, girl. But you moved out to Long Island, and the first thing you complained about was the property taxes on your, and you got your nice house, right? Complain about it, right? Why is my property tax so high? And it's been going up ever since. Long Island, the taxes, they don't mess around out there, right? You support your police, Long Island. You support Donald Trump. Pay them taxes. Because the taxes pay the police's salary, right? The tax is what put food in that police officer's table, right? The tax money that you pay, gives him a bulletproof vest and gives him bullets for his gun, right? It doesn't come out of thin air. It's not, So if you're going to say support the police, pay your taxes. Say, I support paying high taxes. That's basically what you're saying. If you say you support the police, you're basically saying you support paying higher taxes, right? But I went to visit my friend, and the first thing I see, I didn't know, like out there in Orangeburg, I think it's Rockland County by Nyack. First thing I see when I drive down the street, lots of Trump flags, lots of support the police flags. I'm like, what? And I started thinking, what does the police have to do with the Trump movement? And I realized it's just, Trump was anti-BLM, right? These people somehow connect anti-BLM to be to be pro-police office, pro-law and order, like Trump said, I'm law and order, I'm law and order. So these people, I don't know, in their simpleton brains think, because Donald Trump said these things, to say BLM is bad, I'm going to be pro-police, right? And that's how racist mentality works. They don't want you to think they're racist. Instead of saying, I hate black people, or, black people don't matter, I'd rather say pro-police, or I'm for police, right? Two things have nothing to do with each other, if anything, right? A lot of black people are cops, right? A lot of black people are police lieutenants, captains, right? It's like black people don't. It's like it makes it seem like black people and BLM people aren't professional tax-paying citizens. They all are. We all are, right? I would support BLM, right? I support the ideas of BLM, right? I support anti-fascism. I support that movement. The Antifa, as they call it. I support that movement. It doesn't mean I'm Antifa, right? It doesn't mean I'm anti-police. It just means I have a brain, I see social injustice, and I'm like, yo, that's not right, right? But for these people, in their simpleton brains, they don't even realize what they're doing. They hijack this pro-police, I'm pro-blue. I'm not buying it. And I don't think history will not remember them well the way history will not remember Donald Trump well, right? Taxes pay for police salaries. And the commander-in-chief, for some funny reason, hasn't been paying taxes for about 20, 30 years, or he's probably his entire life. I'm sure when it comes out, this guy has not paid a single dime of tax money on American soil. He's paying taxes in China and Russia and all types of other countries, but he's not paying taxes to support local police or support federal police. He's not paying any of that, right? Immigrants in this country has probably paid more taxes in their short time in America than Donald Trump has paid his entire life. And all his supporters complain about property taxes on their properties, right? Now, I'm not talking about the farmers. I'm talking about these suburban people, right? And wherever you go, the thing is the same. Oh, the taxes are too high. But the schools are good. The police units are well funded by your tax money. So support the police by paying your taxes, right? I pay high taxes here in Westchester, and my kids go to private school, right? How does that feel, right? How does that make you guys feel, right? I pay taxes to support my local infrastructure, but my kids still go to private school. I don't even use the school systems because school systems are so bad where I live. Right? Something to think about. So next time you guys put your flags down for Donald Trump and supporting the police, just think about what you're doing, right? Donald Trump does not support the police. Donald Trump is not for law and order. He thinks he's above law and order. He thinks when he says I'm for law and order, he means it's the reverse. Law and order is for him. Right? So hopefully this election goes our way. We get the blue wave, whatever you want, because I'm tired of this. I don't want to see a red MAGA hat for the rest of my life. All right, right? And I know 30 years from now, history will look back at this and laugh at you guys, right? They'll laugh at you guys, right? You think you have something, you don't have anything. You don't have anything. You don't have a movement. You don't have a foundation for a movement. You don't have a foundation for a future, right? The commander-in-chief is talking about digging oil and coal, and that's his answer for improving the economy. It's oil and coal and gas, and the industry needs to be revived, right? I'm sure those guys don't want their kids digging coal and oil for the next generation, right? You want something better for the next generation, right? The same way people don't want. I look at my kids now, right, and I have to think like I grew up not fearing police, right? I grew up not even worrying about Republican or Democrat or none of that nonsense, right? My daughter, who's 5, is saying, "Daddy, are we gonna get a new Trump? Are we gonna get a new president?" Right? I don't want her growing up fearing the police, right? Why should she? Why should she fear someone that supports Donald Trump? I don't get that. All right. See you guys in the next one. Hopefully, go out and vote, everyone. We'll see how this election goes. And I'll see you guys in the next one, right? It's been a rough year, man. I think the only way this year could get worse is, I don't know. Hopefully, things turn out. See you guys. Bye.